Happy Training Tuesday. My name is Kim Irwin. I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne International. Happy that you're here. I do this every Tuesday. It's been almost a couple of years now, and I talk about hopefully educational, informational topics, things that you can put into practice to make your life healthier, yours and your family's. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about a book that I just finished, not the book itself, but it's called The Obesity Code, and it's by Dr. Jason Fung, F-U-N-G. He is a world-renowned doctor, researcher, and author, and he studies obesity, insulin resistance, diabetes. And in this book, he talks a lot. It says why intermittent fasting is the key to controlling your weight. Now, I am not here to talk about intermittent fasting. I'm not necessarily an advocate of it. In fact, I'm not an advocate of it because even before I started this today, I was listening to another podcast. Oh, I got lightning strikes. I was listening to another podcast by Stacy Sims, and she it's called Roar, R-O-A-R, and she was talking about healthful tips for athletes and for women in general, and says, do not fast. That it increases cortisol levels and that makes you fatter. So if we are trying to lose weight, break that cycle of insulin resistance, reduce obesity, then you're in the right place. Because I'm going to give you 5 steps, 5 different suggestions. I'm not going to should you, but I am going to give you some suggestions today that I got from this book. Again, I'm not going to talk about the intermittent fasting part of it because I just don't even want to get into that. But I will tell you that a majority of our population has got insulin resistance. If you want to know more about that, do some research on your own, okay? Get this book. It's good. Good information. Lots of studies in it, but there's information available all over the place. So the first thing, number 1, get a pen, get some paper. Write these down because these are so easy to institute. Okay? And if you want to lose weight, you're feeling puffy, you can't get past that set point, you need something going here, then not only do our reset, but just institute these things. Here's number 1. Reduce your consumption of added sugars. What does that mean? Say you're going to buy some spaghetti sauce. Pick up the label. Okay? Pick up pick up the label and look at it. Does it say sugar? It doesn't, they don't need to add sugar to spaghetti sauce. There's not a need. So put that one down, pick up the next one. Find the one that doesn't have the sugar in it. You do not need added sugars. They are the worst at increasing the insulin, both short-term and long-term. So really bad for us. We do not need the sugar that is thrown into everything to make it palatable, okay? Number 2, reduce the consumption of refined grains. White flour. Okay, now first of all, here's what Dr. Fung says. He says that doing this, reducing the consumption of refined grains, will substantially improve your weight loss potential. We love it when that word substantially and weight loss potential are in the same sentence, don't we? So what it does is when you're eating refined grains, it stimulates your insulin to a greater degree than any other food. White flour, okay? Think about that. Processed white flour. Where is that? Cakes, cookies, donuts. I mean, all of that, right? So reduce the consumption of refined grains. Go to whole grains. The less processed, the better. All right? No white bread. Number 3, moderate your protein consumption to 20 to 30% of your total intake of calories. Now, this was an interesting one because when you are doing Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Eating, in our vegan pea protein shakes, there's 20 grams of vegan protein, and you have 2 shakes a day, so there's 40 grams of protein. And you might think, well, that's going to be heavy on the protein side. I actually very often journal in MyFitnessPal, so I went back and I looked at those days that I have had my breakfast shake, my Arbonne breakfast shake, my lunch shake, and a meal, healthy meal, and it did not go over 30%. So 20 to 30% is where you want to keep that protein consumption. Number 4, increase the consumption of natural fats, healthy fats. What are those? Those are unprocessed. So olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, all right? That's the best of the olive oil groups. Butter, coconut oil, beef tallow. That wasn't my suggestion, but it's in the book. So this is the least likely of your macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. These are the least likely to stimulate insulin in your body, all right? Fats used to take a bad rap. Now, as long as they're the natural, healthy fats, we need those. We need those in our body to function well. The last one, number 5, is increase your protective factors. There are 2 that he lists. One is fiber and one is vinegar. So when you intake fiber, for example, our fiber, you can't smell, it's prebiotic fiber. You can't smell it, you can't taste it, and it's just has great qualities, for cardiovascular, for inflammatory diseases. Fiber is so important, and our population just doesn't get the intake of fiber that we need. And what does it do? It can reduce the insulin stimulating effects of carbohydrates. He says it is the main protective factor against obesity. So we need to be getting that fiber in, whether you're putting a scoop of it in really easy peasy like I do with my shake, or you're eating it with whole foods. All right, need to do that. The second thing, and also he talks specifically about glucomannan. Hopefully you've heard that before if you listen to any of my other Training Tuesdays. Glucomannan is what's in our appetite suppressant, and it comes from the konjac root. And this is what it can do. It can absorb up to 50 times its weight in water. So it is absorbing all of the gook and everything in our body, the toxins and stuff, and removing them, eliminating them from our body, which, is what you want. Okay, the second one is vinegar. Vinegar can reduce insulin spikes. So if you're eating something high carbohydrate, you want to add vinegar to it somehow. Think about, when you're eating bread at an Italian restaurant, vinegar and oil. You're dipping it in the vinegar and oil. If you are having fish and chips, they offer you malt vinegar. Okay, high carbs, those fried fish, and then you put the vinegar there to combat that. So there are so many steps that we can take. And when you're frustrated and you're like, what can I do? If you haven't tried this, do this. They're 5 easy steps. I'm going to fly through it one last time and then we're done. This is to help break that insulin resistance, help encourage some weight loss. Number 1, reduce the consumption of added sugars. Cut them, okay? Number 2, reduce the consumption of refined grains. That is substantially going to improve your weight loss potential. Number 3, keep that protein consumption to 20 to 30%. Number 4, increase the consumption of natural fats. And number 5, increase your protective factors, which are fiber and vinegar. So hopefully this helps. Those are easy things to incorporate into your diet. It will help you. It will help your family. We've got a huge obesity problem. Probably not just in this country, but we have got a huge obesity problem. And we need to do something about it. They throw sugar in everything. They refine everything. If it doesn't look like it's really natural, like where have you seen powdered flour like that growing? Okay, I'm sorry, no, it's been processed. So take some of these recommendations, take some of these suggestions, and incorporate them into your life and see if you feel better, if your puffiness goes down a little bit, if it kind of bumps you off and gets that weight loss going again. And just, let me know. Let me know, send some comments, send a direct message to me and let me know how incorporating some of this information that you're getting is improving your life. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic week. Look forward to talking to you again soon.